Alright, and we're in the next episode. I do just hit stop recording and then record the next one. Ooh, Melville. I need to talk to you about this stuff too.
1K, listen, I wanted to ask you something. From your perspective, as someone who's still new to our society, do you think New Jerusalem betrayed Athena?
New Jerusalem isn't monolithic.
It's not, you're right. And Byron and a handful of others stood up for Athena. But what did I do? Just kept working. The occasional sarcastic remark isn't resistance. It's not fighting for something. It's just thinly disguised apathy.
I don't want to do the third one. Let's just leave it all on her court.
I will, but it's hard not to regret the past.
Another question then. Hermie.
When I think about the state New Jerusalem is in, he's put us all in danger. I don't know if he really believes in the goal or if it's just a convenient myth, but I don't care. This is not how you build a living civilization.
Where's Corny?
I don't know. I suspect he's around here somewhere, biding his time. But what he's waiting for, not a clue.
I think he went to go find Athena. Because I reckon he knows Athena's not here. Goal?
Yes, of course it is.
That's easy. Why was it easy? Well, I know why it was easy, but
Because
let's
there's
ask it.
no effort involved. Building a better world means taking responsibility. It means making choices and living with their consequences. Surrendering to nature is just letting go.
What's your future look like?
I'd like to help make New Jerusalem the city it was meant to be. And then I'd like to help build new cities. On Earth and up there too. Cities nobody's ever imagined before.
I like that line of thinking, Melville. Back to my puzzles. Automatic doors. Oh, I can open this one. Which means I can also get that out. Thinking you. But I need red. And red needs to be there. Well, I guess a good question is, do I need red to power this? Or can blue power it too? I think it's just gonna be red. Yeah, it's just red. So you have to be up there, I guess. Do. And you also can't be on there because you power everything. Although, that being said, no, that blocks it. I think what I do is this. Alright, he's still a little bit too close there. Yep, that is what I do. Now it's gotta hope that this can get through now. Oop. Thank you. Let me in. Let me in. Thank you. That wasn't too bad. Ah, you're good.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
I guess.
I'm still struggling. I was really hoping we'd find Miranda alive. Her way of seeing the world was so inspiring. And the idea that I can never get to know her, that she's gone,
I'm sorry.
I guess I've never really been good at dealing with death. Maybe because it's so rare in New Jerusalem. Except for pets, and even in that case, I find it very hard to deal with.
That's
I
normal.
still miss my first cat, and it's been over a century since she died.
Damn. I cannot imagine having to deal with that death for so long. Well, yeah, I can't say I've dealt with
When
death.
someone dies, it's this void. I know I should just let it go, but some part of me refuses. And I feel like that part, it hurts me, but it also keeps me human. And I know it would be healthier if I said, okay, Miranda is someone I never met. She's just a bunch of glitchy old files. But if I do that, as rational as it seems, it feels like I'm surrendering something. Something that matters.
Could be good, could be bad. Could be good, could be bad. Definitely not this one. And I don't want to do this one. I think it's Don't Let Go. Well, he doesn't want to hurt anymore, but I want to say that one.
Interesting. I hadn't thought of pain as something you can use. If I can take the pain and use it to create something or to do something, maybe that's a way of not surrendering to death. Thanks, 1K.
It's also a way to
I'm
honor
really gonna
Miranda.
think about that. Of course, go ahead.
As you can.
I hear he escaped Pellegrino and peed all over Melville's workshop.
Yes.
So apparently, he's doing great. I miss him, though.
I love
I always
Bruce.
feel like the fact that he likes me is a huge compliment. Lifts me up somehow.
Tell me something irrelevant.
In the ancient year 1969, a band called Mellow Macaron wrote a psychedelic rock song about the Talos principle. It's called Cretan Bronze Man's Flying Mystery Adventure.
That's a weird title.
You should see the rest of the album. There's a song about a disembodied tongue called The Taste of Your Elbow. It's 15 minutes long and features an improvised tuba solo.
I am definitely going to listen to it.
I think you need psychedelics to enjoy it, really. Maybe if you stick your head inside a really large magnet.
Now that you solved the puzzle, would I do it again?
Nope. But at least I finally understand why Athena wanted to get out of the simulation so badly.
Do you think the goal was a myth? A myth.
Honestly, I'm not sure how I couldn't see it more clearly before. It doesn't match anything Alexander Drennan believed in, and continuing Drennan's legacy was Athena's whole point.
Thank you. You finally said what everyone else should be thinking. And I'm kind of worried that Thekla is doing something absolutely insane right now because she was the diehard founder devotee.
On the one hand, there's so much we could do with the theory of everything. So many lives I could live. I have enough ideas for the next, I don't know, 20,000 years, easily. And that's just from 5 minutes of thinking about it. On the other hand, Miranda's gone. So much hope, so much grief. I don't know how to balance that.
You take it and you use it.
I think he's done his best. I don't disrespect him, but I'm not sure he's leading us down the right path. Despite everything that's gone wrong here, I'm not sure we should just reject what the megastructure has to offer.
Definitely not. But thank you. Is that the spark? Or is that no, that's more talking. Well, I don't want to talk right now, so let's do more of this.
You know, when I decided that we should call ourselves human, I did that because it seemed like a powerful symbol of our continuity. But the truth is, and I'm ashamed to admit this, I thought we were better than them. I thought we understood the value of civilization, and we wouldn't repeat the same mistakes. But the simulation worked too well.
We're not just like them. We are them.
We really are.
But that doesn't have to be a bad thing, Athena. We may have the same flaws, but we also have all the potential they did. Everything that Alexandra Drennan saw in them is also in us.
I hope you're right. I really do.
Okay. You have to be that. Let's take you for now. And also do that one. Then we wait for you to get back here so I can put you on top. Pardon me. I suppose I can do this then? Stop. So that has now I guess I can just do this. Can I put you on here? Not yet. Now? No, because you gotta keep moving. And I can do this. Get you all the way to the edge there. But I think I need both. Yeah. I think I might have screwed up and need to get this back out. So how about we just bite that bullet. And let it come back all the way out. Get that done. But that leaves me stuck in here. Huh. I think I needed to keep the blue on it. And undo the red. I don't think I can re-get the blue on it now. I think I am screwed. So let's reset. It's like, I think I need to keep the blue for as long as I can. I think I screwed up again. Yeah, I think I screwed up again. Need to be quicker. Alright. I could be entirely wrong about how to go about this, but I think I'm right. Let's get you here first. Get you there. And get you there. I need to get you a bit further. Yep. Alright. It's still this to this to this. I need to get you there. Okay. I think this works. So I can get this. No, it doesn't. Damn. So I was right on the right track the first time. I just haven't figured out how I'm supposed to do this yet. I think I get this past here. And then I could probably... No. No. Oh, I could put this on here. And I could connect it to that. Yeah. Alright. Yep. Oh no. Okay, good. Connect it to that, to that, to that, to that. Let's just get this out first and then put it back up. Yep, a bit further. A bit further. That should hopefully be enough. It is not. Great. So much further. Is that going to be enough? Please say yes. Then that gets all the way out. And I'm done. Ugh. I made that harder than it had to be. Nemo's just clearing up a bit.
What impact do you think the megastructure will have on the future of this island?
It depends on what we do with it. Miranda used it to spread life, to make things better. We can do the same.
And yet, poor Miranda lost her own life doing so.
She just made a mistake. She couldn't wait to show everyone what they discovered. We can be more careful.
We sure can. Against decay. From selected archive documents. We live in a decaying system, which in turn produces ideologies of decay to justify its existence. No matter what cultural signifiers they get packaged with, these ideologies come down to the same material result. A future in which for the average person there is less of everything. To paraphrase Mark Fisher, we find it easier to imagine the decline of civilization than to imagine a civilization worth living in. Those of us who still believe that humanity can thrive, that there is a path forward other than willful or accidental decay, are out of sync with the system. No matter how we phrase our arguments, they will be perceived in terms of whatever cultural signifiers the listener opposes. It's a deeply frustrating, depressing, even infuriating situation. But what can we do except patiently explain and hope conditions change? In other words, what can we do except have faith? Athena. This was written only a few months before the discovery of the virus. There was no time for conditions to change. I've currently got an ulcer on my gum right now, and everything hurts. Alright, founding, day 882. It's been a while since I last wrote an entry in my journal. Much has changed in New Jerusalem. We've put up a good chunk of the planned living quarters, and the old storage facility has been converted into a movie theater, of all things. So we still argue a lot, but now it's mostly about which film we'll be watching next. Other construction efforts are going well too, although we've begun to run out of readily accessible resources. Our scavenging expeditions are ranging further and further afield with each passing month, and the sights that they've reported on sound truly marvelous. One day I might want to go see for myself. It's a good thing, in that regard, that I think it's supposed to say will be, but it says that we're getting 2 new citizens soon, because everyone is as busy as ever. More hands to help us build our future. I can't wait to meet them. Alright, Trev. Let's go.
How is this supposed to work? The system is meant to last centuries. Centuries! And yeah, Chernyshevsky's plan, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I'm working with hardware that was deliberately designed to fail. Planned obsolescence, baby. Selling broken garbage just to make another buck. A buck you can't even spend because in a few more weeks, we'll be extinct. Was it worth it? That's the part that Alexandra doesn't see. The greed, the stupidity, the selfishness, the way that we created this whole situation in the first place. She wants you to be like us, but if you ask me, there's a whole lot of human history and behavior you can just throw away, chuck it in the trash, right? You have a chance at a fresh start. Make the best of it.
Okay. Now, I seem to have an issue where I don't know if I can do anything. Like, that doesn't seem to do anything for me. I have a red light. Ah, I can move this. Boy. That gets me a cube. Now I can red light this. Go back. Thank you. Now I can do this. I need to fan it, obviously. Suppose that works. I got the cube. What am I doing? Use everything.
Good work. Keep going.
Two new things. Yakut and bootstrapping. If what Prometheus revealed about the theory of everything is true, then it explains a lot of the patterns I've been finding. Almost every artificial structure on this island was printed into existence in some kind of energy-to-matter process, or maybe by different versions of that process, some earlier and less effective. And I can only assume that the megastructure itself was created by bootstrapping, having one machine make a bigger one. Which probably means you could create a relatively small device that turns itself into a complex megastructure. Or you could make a machine that just deploys more and more of itself and builds something. A city in a box. Depends on the power source, I guess. And Alcatraz on sincerity. I managed to extract the following text string. I'm always struck let me start again. I'm always struck by the degree to which our ancestors, in the years before the end, struggled with sincerity. They became poisoned with irony, unable to pass any information through anything except a thick layer of alienation. This left so little space for any kind of intellectual authenticity that they seemed to exist in a state of permanent agony. Ironically, that in turn made them extremely susceptible to the few sanctioned forms of sincerity, which acted as a means of social control. Then there's a gap, followed by. There's something equally damaged in our own estrangement from our humanity. We mimic the forms and behaviors of our human ancestors, but we don't act like proud inheritors of the human condition. Everything we do gets filtered through this perpetual awareness of their shortcomings, to the degree that we act as if our existence was one of their failures. Author unknown. Whoever it is, I understand what they mean, but disagree with their conclusion. This perpetual awareness isn't a form of alienation. It's a way of learning from the mistakes of our species. Unpleasant, but necessary. Whatever you say, you. Out. And we got another lab. We have green light. This one's deeper down. Much deeper down. Is anybody in here? Okay, so we're gonna have to chase these through certain patterns next. Ugh. What's in here? Ah, archives. More reading from Thekla. She just sent this. Okay. Loved founder, know that I do not believe any of the lies the expedition is spreading about you. Blank is right. This Prometheus illusion is just a test. We will resist temptation as you once did. We will not disappoint. Blank. Praise be your name. Athena history. Blank was first published as Athena, a novel, and retained that title for its first 3 printings, now highly sought after. After a lull in popularity, it was reprinted as Athena Reborn, a novel. This edition retained the same text, but included some of the author's poetry. The next edition, however, published long after the author's death under the rather embarrassing title Athena's Truth, included severe cuts and drastic changes to the text in the interest of updating it for modern audiences. This particularly affected the last chapter, Anthropogeny, which the editors accused of scientism and human supremacy. Science wonderkind Alexander Drennan was one of the few to come to the novel's defense, writing in a long essay that the novel's clear-eyed belief in the value of Athena's journey towards humanity had been essential to shaping her own views, encouraging her to pursue science as a vocation rather than a career, and that changing the text constituted an attack on the author's unique artistic and philosophical vision. Alex, who hurt you? One of the editors commented on a popular social media platform. Nadia Sarbai of the Institute for Applied Pneumatics also got involved in the discussion, backing Drennan, resulting in a long but unsuccessful campaign to oust Sarbai from a position as head researcher. Lots of blanks. In the current context of ecological catastrophe, as evidenced by the recent extinction of the orangutan, clumsy editing aside, do the critics of the novel perhaps have a point after all? Is a philosophy that places humans above nature and sees science and technology as the only valid tools the cause of all our troubles? What about other ways of knowing, other ways of living? Alright. People always gotta be hating. What are you? Chernyshevsky 21. From his Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. War is the crudest, most obscene human activity. It may justly be called an abomination, for it is the absolute negation of conscious human will. There is only a single cause of war, for all the endless deceptions that are foisted upon us, and that is the acquisition of resources. Varied ideologies are constructed to justify this crude behavior, this childish degeneration of thought and communication, but history reveals that the ruthless and flattering truth. We imagine crusaders as fanatics of a cause, willing to die for their religion, yet the Fourth Crusade culminated not in the conquest of Jerusalem, but in the looting of Constantinople, setting the stage for the triumph of the very enemy the Crusaders claimed to oppose. Why? The answer, as with every war, is the same. It is popular amongst the ghouls of the establishment and their misanthropic friends in the intelligentsia to ascribe the persistence of war to human nature. But a careful observation of the facts reveals the opposite to be true. Individual human beings must be broken in order to submit to war, their minds distorted by ideology and their bodies by poverty and ruthless training to make them compliant. Without force, the majority of human beings only seek to protect themselves and are traumatized by the act of killing. But if it is resources that are the core cause of war, then it is only in the production and distribution of resources that an answer may be found. It is not enough to morally condemn war, we must work to prevent the material issues that endanger us all. From Guta to Athena. Dear Founder, I'm afraid that we're losing our humanity. We're angry at each other, always disagreeing about everything. Unable to forgive each other for being different. I don't know how much longer, and I don't know what could save us. Please help us, Founder. Please. Guta. Is she trying to reach out to people, or is Byron doing this now, if it is newer stuff? Noma Project, Trial 5359, resuming trials with new protocols. Energy output contained, no errors. 5360 to 6397, hyperbolic growth. Then we got 6398 to 7000, advanced synthesis. Alright. Now, what's in here? Another one. From Byron. Byron. From Byron to Athena. I just wish I knew why you didn't tell me. Message to Drennan. Who do you think you are, playing God like that? When Mother Nature has finally found a way of getting rid of us, you come up with this harebrained scheme to keep our destruction of the planet going. Just try for 1 second to think about something other than your own arrogance and hubris, Alexandra. Try to imagine what you're really doing here. Without your robotic perversions, the future looks beautiful. No more humans murdering everything in their path. The skies clear up, the stars become visible again, the rivers stop being filthy, and after a few decades they're full of fish again. Dolphins and whales roam the seas like their ancestors did. The cities turn into jungles. Bats nest in the skyscrapers where hedge fund managers used to ruin lives. The Earth lives on as it was meant to, peacefully and quietly, until someday in the distant future when it all ends like it was also meant to. Or we take your path. We continue our rampage. We place ourselves above the animals. We think we know better than Mother Nature. We violate all boundaries. We ruin all purity. Perhaps we even defy death, just so we can keep spreading our filth. Then we spread to other planets to do more of the same. And in the end, what have we left behind but plastic and radiation? Think, Alexandra. Isn't it better for beauty to return to the Earth? For us to acknowledge that intelligence was a mistake and to gracefully exit what we can? Stop this. Go spend time with your friends and loved ones before the end. Let it go. Let us all go. Let there be peace. Miranda. I don't understand how someone could hate humanity so much. This person must have been full of sadness and frustration to write something so ugly. Athena. I've tried to understand it as well. but I still don't. Straton on Socrates, against the Athenians and Socrates alike. From the complete works of Straton of Stragera. In killing a philosopher for asking the questions they do not like, the Athenians committed themselves to a tragedy with an ironic ending. Some will say that his true crime was his friendship with Alcibiades, the shameless deceiver of idiots and buffoons, and the insipid brute Critias, and that he was executed as an enemy of democracy. That he was the latter can hardly be denied, for Socrates asked not too many questions but too few, or he would not have survived the rule of the 30 tyrants. Yet in the end he got what he had asked for, a tyrannical decision made by would-be wise men against the spirit of freedom, which he obeyed like a knave, and the Athenians, in fulfilling his wishes, strangled the roots of democracy while seeking to preserve it. Miranda. Ouch. No wonder Straton wasn't popular. Athena. People who speak the truth at all times rarely are. That part is very true. I don't think there's anything else up there for me. No, didn't look like it. Time. Alright. This will be the last episode I do tonight. I'm a bit tired. It hurts to talk. Yeah. That's all really. So I wonder how much more I can get done and if I can find that Sphinx. Or the flame. That's 5, that's the next one I need to do, so let's go here first. This is the other thing. The triangle one. And we got this. Old terminal. I miss you, Milton. Vertical locomotion. Yep, that turns the fan on and turns that off. I need a blue light. Can I go up? Whoop, what am I doing? I can go up here. Oh, there's a teleport. Oh, the blue light's there. Okay. I was confused for a second. Let me off. Test. Can I tell? I can. Okay. Whoop. So what I need to do is probably bring this back a bit. Or forward, actually. Or, now that it's up there, just do this then. I have screwed up. Yep, I have screwed up. I need to take this with me. Damn. Alright, well, first things first. You do this. Get up here. Grab you. there. Then we do that. Yoink. 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 There we go. Thank you. New content.
Me. I was looking at your research log, and I was rather perplexed by the latest upload.
Oh, Melville strikes again.
Is that your foot, Melville?
Yes. Do you want to see it up close? Although you won't be able to fully enjoy it as you don't have a rear camera.
Sorry, Mayor. Melville just has a unique way of taking pictures.
Next time you're getting an upgrade, you coot. I'm installing a mute button.
Oof. Well, let's look at it then. Might be worth investigating. These things must be connected to the Nova system. Maybe I should dig one up, see how it works. Poor Melville. Alright. Nuisance. Yep. Oh, obviously we gotta turn this on. Ah, I gotta get into there. Yep, that turns that on, so that's fine. You got a fan. Oh, okay. Did I time that right? No. Okay. So what I might do instead is do this. And then move this to be what I use to time it. So I've got to get it here. Okay. There we go. But it turns it off. Okay. Oh, I don't need it to be on there. I need this to cut it off. Okay. So I do that. Then I stand here and wait for it. Yep, there we go. So I have a sneaking suspicion that the Sphinx might be in relation to the puzzles themselves, and certain puzzles have things they need to turn on. I have a new message. I don't want to do that right now, though. I'm gonna go up here and hope I get lift. Did I see the spark up here too? No. I was just looking at that. Damn it, not lift. Alright, from Marinia. to Athena. Athena, I know that we didn't have the greatest relationship, and I frequently antagonized you. The truth is, I resented you, resented this mythology of the founder. I thought you had created it deliberately, as a way of controlling us. I wanted so badly to be free, and you seemed to stand in the way of that. Only after you left and the cult of personality grew even wilder did I realize it was actually a burden and an impediment to you. When they turned your myth into the opposite of everything you actually believed, started tearing down your dreams in your own name, I realized I'd wronged you, and now I'm less free than ever. I feel the walls crushing me. I don't know where you are or what you're doing. I don't know if coming back would fix things, but I'm sorry. Atlas. From the Atlas Variations by Athanasios. Atlas and Ladon. After a billion years, when Atlas had grown old and tired of holding up the world, he was faced with a dilemma. Heracles, the son of Zeus, was on his way to the Garden of the Hesperides to claim the golden apples, which were guarded by the dragon Ladon or Ladon. Zeus came to Atlas and promised that if Atlas helped Heracles slay the dragon, Zeus would free Atlas from his burden. But Atlas, seeing the beauty and innocence of Ladon, beloved of the Hesperides, could not slay the beast. Instead, he stole the apples and gave them to Heracles, and so he was condemned to bear the weight of the cosmos for another billion years. But though Atlas grieved for his freedom, he was comforted by watching Ladon flourish in the verdant garden. Also, I swear the actual version is that Atlas is holding the sky from crushing the world because of the sky's love of Gaia. I can't remember the name of the sky. Was it Uranus? I think it's Uranus. Wild Fragment. Joy and Beauty, from the Soul of Man by Oscar Wilde. Sympathy with pain there will, of course, always be. It is one of the first instincts of man. The animals which are individual, the higher animals, that is to say, share it with us. But it must be remembered that while sympathy with joy intensifies the sum of joy in the world, sympathy with pain does not really diminish the amount of pain. It may make man better able to enjoy evil, but the evil remains. Sympathy with consumption does not cure consumption. That is what science does. Christ made no attempt to reconstruct society, and consequently the individualism that he preached to man could be realized only through pain or in solitude. The ideals that we owe to Christ are the ideals of the man who abandons society entirely, or of the man who resists society absolutely. But man is naturally social. Even the Thebaid became peopled at last. Or Thebaid? Yeah. And though the Cenobite realizes his personality, it is often an impoverished personality that he so realizes. Shallow speakers and shallow thinkers in pulpits and on the platforms often talk about the world's worship of pleasure and whine against it, but it is rarely in the world's history that its ideal has been one of joy and beauty. Athena. When you tell people that a society could be built on the ideals of joy and beauty, they think you're a utopian fantasist. If you tell them society will always be built on exploitation and greed, they think you're wise, and so they make the outcome inevitable. Cornelius. Performative cynicism has always been the hallmark of adolescence. Athena. But has there ever been a society of adults? Can there ever be one? Why is this childishness so extremely powerful, more powerful than joy and beauty? I don't know, Athena. Beats me. Alright, so it sparks off this way somewhere. A hideout. Yeah, what do we got? Probably enough time for more puzzle if I'm not slow. So let's hope I'm not slow.
Father, what is my purpose? Do I have a purpose? Mother says purpose is something we choose. But I feel like there's something there. Something that's been there from the moment I was born. Maybe even before.
Well, there are many ways of looking at this, and everyone's experience is different, so you'll have to make up your own mind. but I have a little theory, if you'd like to humor your old man.
Of course. What is it?
The universe is eternal, but it's always lost in a deep, dreamless sleep. You are a tiny little bit of the universe that's suddenly woken up, and you've realized that being awake is better than being asleep. And that gives you a purpose.
And what is my purpose?
To be, Miranda. Just to be.
Or not to be? That is the true question. Whether 'tis nobler to love. Yes, that was what I had to do. Cool.
The founder has a remarkable gift for designing these trials. But then, she did have to overcome Elohim, whose very purpose was to design trials.
True. Here it is. Okay, maybe I can do this first and then I'll go. Alright, what's the layout? One right, one right. The two exactly the same at the top right. So yes, it is this layout. No? Oh, it's this. Alright. So we got one here, one here, one there, one there. Yes. Cool. Now it's got to find the spark, which is out here somewhere, but I'll do that next time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you then. Ciao.